Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in for another look at some of my bootleg vinyl records. In 1976 I was at school one day and somebody was carrying along under their arm a copy of The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, um, which I had not seen before, and boys were always carrying records to and from school, and they used to write the names on them to make sure they got them back, and it was a common thing to lend records to people, to your mates. And I kept saying, I want to borrow that record, I want to listen to what it's all about, and I could never get to listen to it. It was always on loan to somebody else, or anyway, so when I got some pocket money I went and bought myself a copy. It was the first Genesis record that I bought. I got into Yes by this time, and it blew me away basically, and it still does today. I think it's an absolute masterpiece. Gabriel, the pinnacle of his creativity, certainly with Genesis. No surprise to me that he left afterwards, and obviously he's gone on to do some brilliant things since, but as far as I'm concerned, The Lamb was his crowning glory, and remains the same for the band in my mind. So I still have the album that I bought in 1966, which is a bit slightly the worse for wear, but considering it's 45 years old, it's not bad, I suppose. It's obviously pre-Virgin, so it's got the original Mad Hatter labels and everything on it. But it's been played to death, virtually, because I used to just play it and play it and play it. So what we're going to do today is just have a look at what bootleg vinyls I've got, which purport to the Lamb period, live in studio. So I hope you stick with me for that. And just to show you what I've got on the back today, I've got to wear the Floyd top. These are the next titles from the Uninvited Mole label that we're going to be having a look at. So these are keeping it in order. You'll recall that on the last video they'd gone to the deluxe printed sleeves, and we had a series of splatter vinyls. Well, the next one in the order, Spooky Action at a Distance, is actually a very heavy, thick card gatefold sleeve, but with inserts rather than printing on the sleeve. And very nice vinyls, and I don't think these were splatter. We'll have a look at them, but we've gone into some more interesting coloured vinyls on these. The next one was Oink Oink Woof Woof Bar, which you'll see is going back to the deluxe sleeves. And again, although there's a sticker, multicoloured vinyl, don't think there's splatters on these. I think they're a bit more interesting. Oh, and then the third one on the back there, Dan Brace's Bless Relaxes Revisited. That's the Uninvited Mole reissue of the Hollywood Bowl 72 Crackers LP. Obviously that was the subtitle of the Tackrell album. And again, that's the same as this in terms of very thick card gatefold sleeve, but with inserts rather than printing on the sleeve. And then finally on the shoulder, another deluxe cover, which is the first performance of North American Tour 75. These are all triples, and all really nice vinyls, so we'll have a look at those next when we do the molds. And just a teaser for you, we've also got the new Top Hat title, the very latest one. Some of you who were quick off the mark might have seen a little glimpse of it a little while ago. Well, it's actually now out, so I'll be showing you that next time as well, possibly in conjunction with these, or maybe just on its own. So that's to look forward to for the Floyd fans. Okay, so Genesis, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. These are in no particular order, but I suppose we've got to get these out of the way first of all. These are the kind of semi-official, but they're still bootlegs really, that I showed you briefly before, that have come out. It's from Rochester FM broadcast, it says. It was a broadcast or it was just a soundboard. There was loads of soundboards that came off the tour. But it's 2 double albums. It's just the whole show. Black vinyl, gatefold sleeves, but you know, they're not really interesting beyond the music that's on the grooves, which is good. I have to say the sound quality on the music is good, but not limited. I mean, I don't know how many they make of that. 2,000 copies are made, I don't know. Now, next up, I've shown you these before, so I don't need to get the vinyls out. But it's the Swinging Pig, the later Swinging Pig label, brought out of Volume 2, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Demos from the Lamb recording sessions, 300 made of each. I think one's multicoloured vinyl, the other one was sort of a single colour vinyl, wasn't it? And yeah, I mean, highly collectible, beautiful things. But I don't think there's a Volume 3, so yeah, so Volume 2 goes up to Supernatural Anaesthetist, but as I say, I don't think there's a Volume 3 ever made. So that's those. This is black vinyl, double LP from the Shrine Auditorium broadcast. 500 made of these. Open Mind Records, the label, but just beautifully done. So much more appealing than those 2 semi-official things. And it's the whole of the show, or the whole of the Lamb tracks, and just yes, really nicely done. As I say, black vinyl. Inside, lovely shot of the band. That came out 2 or 3 years ago. Brilliant label, Open Mind Records, but they don't do coloured vinyl, so but still nice to have from the Lamb period. Okay, so the next one to show you is Revelation Without a Cause. This was the only Wizardo title that they did on Genesis. This is still in its shrink wrap, and within the shrink wrap it's actually stuck to the sleeve, and on the back, within the shrink wrap, written on the cover is in pencil 313. So I suspect that should have been put on the other side. But anyway, it's as it came out of the Wizardo factory. Obviously black vinyl. and that's from the Shrine Auditorium broadcast. Just show you the record. So you've just got the Wizardo labels. They don't go as far as to give you the track listings. But lovely original 70s boot. Revelation without a cause. Okay, so then we have Aslo Emerald City. So this is Shrine Auditorium again, Sacral original pressing from 76, 77 it's made. Usual Tacral style, got the tracks down there, Tacral logo there. Black vinyl, of course. Just check what the label is on this one. Yeah, so this was the original American Tacral with the side 1, side 2 labels. So again, just a single album from the broadcast. In fact, side 2 has got Happy the Man and Twilight Ale House on as well. The musical box, I think, was the encore to the show, so that's from the broadcast. So effectively you've got Watcher of the Skies, Lily White Lilith, The Waiting Room, Anyway and It. So it's just samples from the show. So that's Aslo Emerald City. Okay, then we've got Old Man Out. So this is from the Empire Pool Wembley broadcast, which I think was earlier in the year. Cuckoo Cocoon, New York City, Hairless Heart, Carpet Crawlers, Lily White Lilith, Waiting Room, Anyway, Ravine Light Dies Down, Riding the Scree. But obviously you see the insert in various different colours. It's a nice pink one with brown print on it. And the labels. So again, we've got the original first pressing label, side 1, side 2. So that's Old Man Out. Okay, and I showed you this previously, but we'll have another look. So this is the Old Man Out Versil version. It's got a white insert with red print, multicoloured vinyl sticker. Just 50 made of these. on it. It's quite subtle because before I showed you against the. There we go. So they are gorgeous pressings, the Versal titles. So far we've got pressings from Rochester, Shrine Auditorium and the Wembley Empire Pool, all Soundboard FM. And next one is Swelled and Spent. So classic original Tackrell double album. Again you see the insert in various colours. This is from Birmingham Hippodrome, audience recording, but sufficiently good to enjoy listening to it. There's something about the atmosphere on it, and the quality of it is just takes you back, puts you in the hall, and it's just a great experience. Seminal bootleg, classic title. God knows where they got the name Swelled and Spent from. Probably some literary reference that I don't know about, but and I also like the subtitle Forewarned is foreplayed, four sides played. And the images again typically bootleggers sort of weird take on things. So yeah, beautiful thing. It's absolutely mint condition, this copy. And again the labels are the proper American first press, side 1, side 2, side 3, side 4. And yeah, you've got the whole of the Lamb on it. No encore tracks, but managed to get the whole of it on a double album. So fantastic. And then in 1978 it was redone by Tackrell as a black and white deluxe album. So it's exactly the same as the original. On the back you've got the how it all came to be story. So again, this is virtually mint. But typically we've got the European labels, blank, Sex Pistols label on one disc, and the Monique Dozo on the other. This is exactly as it should be for a 78 Tackrell album. So that's the Tackrell Swelled and Spent. Now the then move into the 80s, early to mid 80s, and someone decided to reissue Swelled and Spent with the deluxe printed sleeve, which is this. So it's not the most elaborate sort of presentation, but they've kept the Swelled and Spent title, subtitled "The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway Live." The original logo, but slightly different colour on the reflection, and then cleverly used different photographs, cut out hands instead of the man, and then on the back another series of weird photos, and then track listing on here is just basically the Lamb Lies Down on Broadway tracks, which is what's on the album. So my version of this, the 1 LP, they're very thin pressings. I've got test pressing labels. I suspect this is all they had to use from the factory. Blue. So, don't think it means it's for the test pressing. I think that's just the labels that they were using. And yeah, the sound quality is not quite as crisp as the original pressing, so I'm not sure how they sourced it, to be honest. It's a bit quieter, less dynamic. So if I'm going to play one, it would be the original one, but then I don't play them anyway, so certainly not these days. But nice to see it coming out in that form. And then I mentioned to you the other day I was waiting for one to come through, and it has come through, which is the Wurzel version of the same Swelled and Spent reissue. So it's absolutely the same as the other one, vitally with the multicoloured vinyl sticker on it. So there's only 50 of these are made. It's a double album, and obviously this time we have super multicoloured vinyl with the Wurzel labels. To think of such a beautiful disc containing live Lamb Lies Down on Broadway audience recording is a very special thing. So I didn't know until recently that Wurzel had actually done a version of this, and so I was very pleased to be able to acquire it. And the other disc is just as nice. They all have this kind of translucency, so the colours kind of reflect through from one side to the other, if that makes sense. But, there's almost a kind of iridescence to it. come over well. So unless and until somebody brings a live double album out of Topographic Oceans tour in similar format, this will be at or towards the top of my favourites of all time, I think. So that's the Virgil version of the repress of the original Tackrell Swelled and Spent. Okay, and then there's just one more to finish off, which I had on the back before. So you'll look at that and thinking, well, that's just the original album, which, yeah, not a lot of difference between the two of those, is there? This one has the words alternative version printed underneath the title. Nice little breeze if I take the see that, but otherwise it's an exact replica of the LP cover. So these are demos, and it's not the same demos that are on those Swinging Pig LPs. This is just, I think it's pretty much the whole of the album going through to It, which is it's fitted on three LPs, so some of the tracks are obviously shorter. And side 4 has the Waiting Room demo, the Waiting Room brackets Rarities Through the Year, the Waiting Room, the Lamb Live at Empire Pool, so that's a live track from. Okay, so the inside is again a complete replica of the original album, quite lightly, nicely printed. On the spine, it's just about, well, maybe not. See, it just says the alternative version. But the thing about this is the discs. So this is disc 1. This is picture disc. Absolutely fantastic picture. The other side. So that's just fantastic. I think this came out 80s, maybe 90s actually. But nice to get a picture disc with a cover. The second disc. Nice, lovely live shot. Gabriel at the front of the stage, It's a crisp photograph. So we've had Genesis, the Lamb lies down on Broadway. So this was a labour of love for whoever brought this out. Fantastic attention to detail. Excuse the dog barking away. So yeah, treasured item really, if you're a fan of the album. So that's the Lamb Lies Down on Broadway alternative version. If you see that, that should be a picture disc. I don't think they did any other versions. Maybe they did, but make sure you snap it up. So that's my little tribute, if you like, to a special musical work of art as I see it. Obviously there's been numerous CDs, lots of soundboards have come out from the tour, and I've got a box set somewhere of those, but there's been lots of CDs of different shows, but on vinyl, those are the ones I've got anyway. So I hope you've enjoyed having a look at those. As I say, we're delving specifically into Floyd next time, having a look at these, and we've got that new top hat to look at. So see you next time.